Okay. Imagine a little boy lying in a hospital bed, dying from loss of blood, and his last words being, "I love you, Mom." Tragic things like this happen every day, all over the world. Right now there is someone praying that they can get a blood transfusion in time to save the life of a loved one. Every 2 seconds, someone in the US needs blood. Approximately 36,000 units of red blood are needed every day, just in the United States. Many kids and adults die every day. It is estimated that sickle cell disease affects 90 to 100,000 people in the US. About 1,000 babies are born with sickle cell disease each year. Sickle cell patients can require frequent blood transfusions throughout their lives. To maintain them being able to do that, to be able to have a normal life. I have read many articles and have been an active donor ever since high school for this important cause. I've also seen many videos about those who are helped from blood donors like me. Today we're going to talk about the scarcity of blood transfusions, the purpose or reasons behind transfusions, and major other injuries such as surgeries or car accidents that bring an increase of need for blood to the table. Although an estimated 38% of the U.S. population are eligible to donate blood at any given time, less than 10% of the eligible population actually does donate each year. A blood transfusion is a routine medical procedure that can be life-saving. During a blood transfusion, donated blood is added to your own blood. A blood transfusion may also be done to supplement various components of your blood with donated blood products. In some cases, a blood transfusion is done with blood that has been donated before for emergencies such as surgery or sickle cell anemia. According to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, the sickle cell disease, or SCD, describes a group of inherited red blood cell disorders. People with this sickle cell disease have abnormal hemoglobin, called hemoglobin S, or sickle hemoglobin, in their red blood cells. Hemoglobin is a protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. Inherited means that the disease is passed on from genes from parents to their children. Sickle cell disease is not contagious. A person cannot catch it from a cold or infection from someone else. People who have SCD inherit 2 abnormal hemoglobin genes, one from each parent. In all forms of sickle cell disease, at least one of the 2 abnormal genes causes a person's body to make hemoglobin S. When a person has 2 hemoglobin S genes, they call it hemoglobin S squared. The disease is called sickle cell anemia. This is the most common and most often severe kind of sickle cell disease. Hemoglobin SC hemoglobin SC disease and hemoglobin SB are 2 other common forms of sickle cell disease. A blood transfusion boosts blood levels that are low, either because your body isn't making enough or you've lost blood to surgery, injury, or disease. Around 108 million units of donated blood are collected globally every year. Nearly 50% of the blood donated are collected in high-income countries, home to less than 20% of the world's population. An adequate and reliable supply of safe blood can be assured by a stable base of regular, voluntary, unpaid blood donors. Regular, voluntary, unpaid blood donors are also the safest group of donors, as the prevalence of blood-borne illnesses or infections is lowest among these donors. Donations here at BYU, Idaho have been decreasing over the years, as have many other places in the nation, which brings the blood count given to those in need down. If you lose blood due to surgery or injury, you may experience anemia. You may require a transfusion of packed red blood cells, which means the blood you receive contains a concentration of mostly red blood cells. This type of transfusion is also done for people who have anemia related to other conditions. Some illnesses cause your body to make too few platelets or clotting factors. Clotting factors being, like if you get a cut, being able to scab over, or being able to, pretty much just call it scab over. You may need transfusions of just those blood components to make up for your low levels. People with blood diseases may receive transfusions of red blood cells, platelets, or these clotting factors through someone else. A single car accident victim can require as many as 100 pints of blood. Accidents happen 24/7 that put our friends, family, and neighbors in danger. Blood transfusions save the lives of cardiac patients during surgery. Premature infants come into the world often needing blood to survive. If not personally in need, at some point we will all know a friend, neighbor, family member, or co-worker who needs a blood transfusion. In fact, 1 out of 3 people will need blood within their life. From natural disasters to unforeseen catastrophes, emergency hospital procedures to lifelong battles with chronic diseases such as sickle cell disease, the demand for blood is constant. The supply is not. And since there is no substitute, only volunteer blood donors can roll up their sleeves and save lives. There are many places to be able to donate. For example, a school, a church, a community center, or a hospital. In conclusion, a lot of people die every year, but we can make a difference as we donate blood. A lot of people die from lack of blood or the scarcity of blood to be able to be donated or transfused to them, or being able to understand the purpose behind a transfusion or what they can do. Others, it's because there is a major injury that happened to them, for example, a car accident, or just there being a big scare within blood donors. So go out and find where you can donate and save lives today.